What up, what up? Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment below. I'm Tom Smoke and I'm getting ripped. So we're into week 6, day 3. Today we're doing upper body and abs. Starting at midnight, we're going to be getting it in. So if you're in your 40s and you're trying to do something about your weight, you're probably going to the gym. Maybe you got a gym membership. Maybe you're just thinking. You're looking at yourself in the mirror. It didn't used to look that way. Maybe last year you were thinking that, and this year it's just a little worse. It's not too late, fellas. Even if you're 200 pounds overweight, 300 pounds overweight, even if you're on the extreme end, it's never too late. All it takes is a little bit of conscious effort, watching what you eat, maintaining a proper diet, and avoiding the bullshit, avoiding the temptations and hanging out, with the boys, getting drunk, eating fast food, greasy burgers, stuff like that. If you got kids, you can look to them and find some good reasons why you need to get in shape. But if you don't, just think about your health. It might be all fun and games right now, but when you're in your 40s, when you're in your 50s or 60s, you're going to feel like shit. Your back's going to hurt. Your knees are going to hurt. Your hips are going to hurt. Your shoulders probably going to hurt. Elbows maybe. Like all kinds of stuff. You just start falling apart. Maybe getting into a gym routine is overwhelming. You don't want to go and go exercise in front of people or go deal with the gym crowd or whatever kind of reasons for avoiding the gym. But you understand that that's where it happens. You can't lift weights, you can't do exercising, walking, treadmill, Stairmaster, whatever, unless you go to the gym or unless you buy equipment yourself. So now you got to wonder, are you getting the results that you want, even though you're going to the gym maybe? You got your diet in check. Are you going through a proper cut phase and then a gain phase? Or doing like a lean bulk, controlled fat loss? Depending on how you're trying to do it, you have to have a long-term vision, and you can't be discouraged by the results not happening fast enough, because the human body is amazing and there's a lot of things that we don't see under the hood. So you might be losing weight, losing fat, and you might look a certain way, but you can't let that get in your head. You might have extra skin hanging around. You might have, droopy pockets of fat. Maybe you thought it was going to look different. But it is what it is. And you just got to keep pushing forward. There was times last year where I remarked in my videos where the loose skin hanging off my tummy, it felt like a shirt. Like I could feel the skin moving around. It was a very, very unique sensation. And it looked really weird. It looked like I had meat hanging off of me. And you might be dealing with the same thing. You might want to be maybe hiding your body, so to speak, while you're transitioning in this phase. And that's fine. That's fine. But keep in mind that you might look that way this year, but if you keep it up, next year, you're going to look crazy. And if you stay on body game, and if you stay wanting to be healthy, to be taking care of yourself, to invest in yourself, every year you're going to see improvements instead of every year seeing yourself get worse and worse and worse. And maybe you might be sore as fuck that first year. You might be aching all over the place, but you keep going. Because it might be in that second year where you have a breakthrough. You have a major breakthrough. And you start to see your muscles start popping out. You start seeing your abs develop. You might start seeing like veins in places that you didn't think that you was going to see veins. But more importantly, you're going to notice that walking around is easier. Bending over to pick stuff up is easier. Living your life, waking up in the morning is easier. You're getting better sleep because you can breathe properly. The sleep apnea is going away, or it's all the way gone. Imagine you never had a good night's rest. And after 20 months of investing, now you're getting the best night's rest you've ever had. And you can look forward to that every day for the rest of your life. That is amazing. And it took hard work to get there, but you won't know until you put in the work, you lose the fat, and you start exercising your lungs and your heart and get everything moving. Because most of us are sedentary. We're a lot less active than we think we are. But doing a 30-minute workout, that's enough. A 30-minute workout is all it takes. And you can get it at the gym. You can go to the YMCA. You can go to Zumba, hot yoga, whatever. But it must be consistent. If you're trying to lose fat, specifically targeting the fat, you're going to need to have resistance training, lifting weights of some sort, body weights, dumbbells, barbells, kettlebells, whatever. You're going to also have to incorporate cardio, walking around. Every day you're going to have to walk. Clearly, if you're overweight right now, you're not moving around as much as you should be. Maybe you're only doing 3,000 steps, 5,000 steps. We'll start out making a conscious effort to find out how much. Turn the pedometer on your phone. Get a smartwatch. There's other ways to get step counters to find out how much you're walking, how active you are. But you got to be walking enough to burn that fat and to have the low intensity cardio. You got to lift weights so that your muscles want to be there. Because if you don't lift weights, the muscles are going to shrink down. But if you stimulate the muscles on a regular basis, daily or weekly, whether it's lightweight, midweight, or a heavyweight type of exercise, it's really up to you. But what's sustainable for me is a light to medium, high volume, mid volume kind of thing. I go each exercise until I feel the burn, until I feel like my muscles have been stimulated enough. Sometimes they get to where they're unable to lift further because they're at the limit. And you may want to do that occasionally, push the limits of your human body to find out what you're capable of. But you got to start out lifting light, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, 15 pounds, and get your muscles more familiar with doing the weights. Do push-ups. You might have to start on your knees. You might have to start out doing planks, just holding yourself up, building the shoulder strength, building the tricep strength and the bicep strength, the wrist dexterity. It's tough holding plank. It's tough doing push-ups. A lot of people have their hands like this all day long, or like this driving cars. So you start moving your hands vertical, perpendicular to your hand, to your wrist. There's a lot of strain on the bottom side of the wrist. That's where the carpal tunnel and stuff happens. But you start getting flexible. You start moving around. You get everything working again. And then you start feeling better. And then you're getting skills that you can show your kids. Hell, you can show your friends. They might be overweight. They might be wanting to get results. They might be going to the gym too and wasting their time, spending their money, putting in the effort, but not getting out the results. But you got to be smart, because if you're doing it the wrong way, that's all you're going to do is waste your time and not get results. But if you know how to diet, you know how to get lean first and then bulk up, but be mindful about bulking, a lean gain, so to speak. Don't go crazy. Don't go back to your old ways of eating fast food and cakes and sodas and donuts and candies and chocolate milk and all that bullshit. Stay who you are now, the lean version of you, the healthy version, the making yourself food version, the not lazy version. Keep it up. And you stick it out, and you're going to lose that 50 pounds, that 100 pounds, that 200 pounds. And if you can, wait until the absolute end before you decide you want to get skin removal surgery. because you might find that you don't have that much to take off once you get real lean, and your stomach and your tummy and all the other loose shit just might tighten up if you stay physically active. If you're not cutting a crazy amount of calories up front, if you're not going from 5,000 calories a day to 1,200 calories a day, you'll probably be able to slim down at a proper rate, and your skin's going to tighten up. And eventually, you'll have probably loose extra skin, but it ain't going to be just hanging off you like a skirt or a dress or a shirt. And if it is, and you're already lean down to 10% realistically, then you got to get the surgery. That might just be how it is. But do your best. Put in 30 minutes. What's your health and your future worth to you? A little bit of time, a little bit of sweat, a little bit of pain. But if you got the hunger of the wolf and the eye of the tiger, and you got the heart of the lion, you can be a commander and command respect. And you got what it takes. Do the 90-day challenge. We're 37 days in. Today's day 38. Hell yeah. Let's do it. We're getting ripped, baby. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below. Going out in this nice olive tank top. Just got this cut off tank top from the Under Armour outlet. Hell yeah. Boom. Boom. Looking good, daddy. Hell yeah. Feel great. Look great. Put in the work and get out good results. Because when you show up and you do the dance and you finish the dance, you get a prize at the end. Join me tonight at midnight and you'll find out. I'm Tom Smoke and I'm getting ripped, baby. Hell yeah. Thanks for watching. I'll see you later.